So I want to do a little something different today. As you know by now, I post here every day, maybe a link, an idea, a rambling, amusing. Sometimes there's two in one day because apparently I don't sleep. I got my newsletter, I got photos from events. I live on the internet basically. And yes, I create 3 to 4 videos a week. And it's a lot easier than you think. So instead of just giving you the content, I'm going to show you behind the content now. It's content about content, the inception of content creation, if you will, backstage. So it's a 4-part process that I have, right? But it's a lot more informal than you think. The first is plan. This is kind of the messy part, but also the one that's most rewarding for those with curious minds. Once I left behind the toxicity of Twitter, the explicit hatefulness of X, I turned completely to newsletters and maybe a little LinkedIn for ingesting content. Here I use the newsletters app, 2 S's at the end, where I can subscribe to about 30 different sources without it like clogging up my regular inbox. And then when something inspirational hits, or maybe something funny that someone says at work, or maybe a random thought in the shower, I write it down inside this Evernote. And shout out to the 80 or so open notes in my Evernote. And then I think, is it a good idea? Is it worth sharing? And I figure it out. Is it for my blog? Is it a standalone post? Is it a podcast rant? Or maybe just a spicy tweet? Just kidding. It's a video, right? Who knows? Step 2, though, is produce. This is where it gets fun. I ask myself, what do I actually want to say? Like, what's my POV? I don't have a real script, but I have light prep that I'll do. I'll hit record, I flub a few takes, and then I get one that kind of feels like I didn't screw up too much. Maybe a quick edit. I throw some captions on with maybe Opus clips, but also I can do it directly in Genuine because we're all watching videos with sound off in meetings at this point or in bed next to our partners, right? So a little bit of polish, not overly produced like it's going to the prom, but good enough that you're not embarrassed by it if you run into people you know at the supermarket. That's kind of the way I think about my polish. But step 3 is prepare. And this is the part that actually takes the most time for me. It's the copywriting, it's the accompanying teasers and descriptions and titles or hashtags or the spicy hook that I want to get you to think about and get you actually in and consuming it. And then you got to grab a screenshot for a thumbnail. And step 4 is publish. Now's when I post. Is it go to my personal LinkedIn, professional page, Instagram, Substack, YouTube, yes, all of it. But you got to slightly tweak it and modify it, right? So that's it. There you go. The secret sauce, it is not really a secret. It's just a process, and it happens to be 4 Ps: plan, produce, prepare, and publish. It's simple, it's repeatable, and kind of fun once you find your rhythm, especially when you run into people and they're like, I saw your video, and you're like, did you like it? And usually they'll say something positive, maybe just because they don't want to confront you about how annoying you've become. But stop overthinking your content. Just stop and then start creating something. And please tag me when you do.